Today, we're going to tackle the question I get asked by my patients more than any other question. Can you improve kidney function? And what can you do to actually make your kidneys get better? This is one of my favorite topics to discuss, so stick with me. I'm going to teach you 7 ways that it is maybe possible for people's kidney function to get better. Let's go. Thanks so much for watching today. I'm Dr. Blake Schusterman. I'm a board-certified kidney doctor, and I'm also the cooking doc, and everything we talk about here today is just information. This is not medical advice. Make sure you like, subscribe, and share, and follow up with your own medical provider after we talk here today. So welcome to my fireside chat. Kidding. I'm sitting here by my fireplace instead of in my kitchen this time. Tell me what you think of this setup. It's a little different, but we are talking today about some things you need to understand before we answer the question of how to make your kidney function better, because there are actually some cases when kidney function can get better. And I'm going to tell you 7 things that can make the kidney function better if they apply to you. So stick with me. So first things first, and this is really important to remember, a lot of people's kidney function just won't get better, and that's okay. We'll focus on managing it and stabilizing it, but the kidney function may not get better. The next thing you need to know is that how do we actually measure kidney function? Because we have to know what we're looking at if we're trying to figure out if those kidneys can get better. So let's talk about those few ways. Number 1 is serum creatinine. Creatinine is a waste product that your kidneys remove from your blood, and the serum creatinine is checked through a blood test. And as the creatinine goes higher, it means that the kidneys aren't keeping up with their jobs of keeping the blood clean. I did a whole video about creatinine, and you can see that right here. Number 2, eGFR, or estimated glomerular filtration rate. This number gives us an estimate of how well your kidneys are filtering your waste products from your blood. A normal eGFR is typically above 90, and as that number goes down, especially if it goes below 60, it can mean that your kidneys aren't filtering correctly. An easy way to think about eGFR is kind of comparing it to the percentage of your kidney function. At birth, you're usually 100% or greater, and that number goes down over time. And that is the way, the eGFR, that they determine what stage of kidney disease that you have. Number 3 is proteinuria. Protein in the urine can also be called albuminuria or microalbuminuria. And this is one of the earliest signs of kidney trouble. And it's usually measured with either a one-time urine test in something called a microalbumin creatinine ratio. Microalbumin is the smallest type of protein that your kidneys could be leaking, or a protein or albumin creatinine ratio. Sometimes even they'll do a 24-hour urine test. A normal microalbumin creatinine ratio should be less than 30. But in severe kidney disease, believe it or not, but that number can go as high as 10 to 15,000. And when it goes that high, it can cause lots of problems. Number 4 is cystatin C. Cystatin C is a newer measure of kidney function, and it works a little bit differently than creatinine. It's actually a protein that's made by the body and is filtered by your kidneys. And you may see your doctor starting to order this more frequently because it's a little different way to test how well the kidneys are filtering. So when we talk about improving kidney function, we're really talking about these numbers, improving these numbers or stabilizing these numbers. And yes, that's possible in certain cases depending on the cause of your kidney disease and depending on why these numbers are actually abnormal. Now remember, you can always skip ahead on the chapter links and get to the 7 things that may make your kidney function better. That's right below, but stick with me because this is important for you to understand as well. So now, when a kidney doctor like me measures and evaluates these readings in your urine or in your blood in the office setting, not in the hospital, that's different, but in the office setting, I'm looking at these results over many months and years, not just day-to-day changes. So let me give you an example. So you may have measurements that show your eGFR or your percentage of kidney function goes as low as 40 to as high as 50, depending on the time of day, the time of year, your hydration status, the lab you're using. And as a doctor, I don't worry too much if that level goes 48, 42, 50, 43, etc., because it's staying in that same basic range. What I'm looking for is consistent and persistent change in the same direction. So if it goes from 50 to 48 to 42 to 39 to 35, that demonstrates a pattern. So my goal is to help you protect your kidneys or keep them stabilized, or in some rare cases, do what we can to make that eGFR go from 39 to 45 to 50 and see a persistent change in the right direction. Because remember, the higher the eGFR, the better the kidneys. Is that really possible though? Let's get into the meat of the discussion. Most of the time I tell people that the eGFR is unlikely to get significantly better in people who have chronic kidney disease. That's because the damage is chronic. But here are 7 situations where I've actually seen that kidney function get better, and if these apply to you, then you may actually be able to see that eGFR go up and that creatinine go down. And that is the dream of anybody with chronic kidney disease. Number 1, if you're on medications that are hurting your kidneys. So sometimes kidney disease can get better when you stop those medications that are hurting your kidneys. There are a few of them around, and in fact a lot of different medications can hurt your kidneys. And watch this video if you really want to learn more about some of the most common ones. Number 2, if you're eating the wrong things. Now what do I mean? So if someone is eating a very high animal protein diet, like the carnivore diet, that can make the kidneys filtering percentage go down and the protein in the urine go up. Both things that mean your kidneys are having trouble. And if that's the case, then switching to eating a healthier kidney diet can make those numbers actually better. Check out my website, cookingdoc.com, for lots of non-carnivore recipes. Number 3, if you relieve a blockage in the drainage of the kidneys, that can improve kidney function. So for example, anytime your kidneys can't get rid of the urine freely, then your kidney function can actually get worse. And you can actually improve the kidney function by having a type of procedure that allows the kidneys and the bladder to get rid of the urine freely. Sometimes that blockage is from a big prostate, or from kidney stones, or even from strictures in the ureters. A urologist may be able to help you relieve those obstructions and improve your kidney function. Number 4, you are not taking the medicines to protect your kidneys. If that's you, and yes, there are medications that protect your kidneys, ask your doctor about them. And big pharma may be greedy, but those medications can make a huge difference in your kidney protection in the long time. I'm a doctor. I prescribe medicines. I believe in them, and they can make a big difference. Number 5, you're eating too high of a sodium diet. This can actually make you retain fluid. And if you retain fluid, sometimes you need a higher dose of a fluid pill or a diuretic. And if you're taking a higher dose of a diuretic, that can sometimes actually make your kidney function worse. And so you get in a vicious cycle. Eat too much salt, retain fluid, increase your fluid pills, worsening the kidney function, blah, 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 etc., etc. And on and on and on. Change your buds and create lower sodium foods that actually taste delicious so you don't get that water retention. So follow my recipes at cookingdoc.com for ways to change your taste buds, change your buds, and create lower sodium foods that actually taste delicious so you don't get that water retention. Number 6, if you're not staying hydrated, that can hurt your kidneys. Most of the time, people are able to keep themselves plenty hydrated by drinking water when they are thirsty, but every now and again I see someone in the office that just doesn't drink enough water. Either they don't get thirsty or they don't have good access to it. And if that's the case, then we need to talk about hydration, making the kidneys better. That doesn't mean you need to force water unless you have kidney stones, and in fact, the studies show that forcing water for most people doesn't help kidney function. But it does mean you need to drink when you're thirsty, and you need to drink mostly water. Number 7, if you're taking supplements that are harming your kidneys, that can make your kidney function worse. Enough said. Watch the supplements. Don't be fooled by snake oil salesmen, and your kidney function can sometimes improve when you stop those harmful things. So there are actually a few situations where the eGFR can actually get better. But most of the time, I expect that my goal as a kidney doctor is to protect your kidneys and keep them stable over the next 30 years. And that's usually good enough. The majority of my patients don't have improvement in eGFR or creatinine because the damage to the kidneys is from things like diabetes and high blood pressure. And that damage has been going on many, many years, and it is just not reversible. So if none of those 7 situations apply directly to you, focus instead on keeping the kidneys stable, even if they aren't going to get better. The things you do every single day in your diet and in your lifestyle can have a tremendous impact on your long-term kidney health. Stay smart, stay empowered. You have the tools to help your kidneys. Start today. Thanks so much for watching. I'm Dr. Blake Schusterman, a board-certified kidney doctor and also the Cooking Doc. I have a new website, cookingdoc.com. Check it out. Lots of recipes and health tips. Check out my book, The Cooking Doc's Kidney Healthy Cooking, a modern 10-step guide to preventing and managing kidney disease. And I will see you next time.